Here's a nice example if you want to brush up your indices. What we've got here then is we've got to evaluate 32 to the power 3/5, giving our answer as an integer. And then in part B here, simplify fully 25x to the power 4 over 4, all to the power minus a half. Okay, so how do we do questions like this one then? Well, we'll start with A and just write down what the question is. We've got 32 then, all to the power 3/5. Now you should be familiar with this particular type of power, a fractional power. What we need to do is that in the fraction here we take, in this case, the 5th root of 32, and then the value on the top is the power of that value. So in other words, we've got the 5th root of 32, and then we cube that answer. So what is the 5th root of 32? Well, it's 2, because 2 to the power 5 would give us the 32, and we've got to now cube that. 2 cubed, 2 times 2 times 2 gives us 8. So fairly straightforward one then on basic indices. And again we've got B here, so how are we going to handle B? We've got 25x to the power 4 over 4, all to the power minus a half. Now when you have a negative power, remember it's the reciprocal of your value here. In other words, it's 1 divided by all of this value. So when you have 1 divided by all of this value, it's exactly the same as just turning it upside down. You've got 4 over 25 x to the power 4, and then all we do is we switch the sign of the power, so it becomes to the power plus a half. And if we've got a power half, the 2 here, it means, just like we said here with the 5, take the 5th root, we take the square root of this value, and then we just do it to the power 1. Well, essentially that's not going to change things really. It just boils down to essentially the square root then of all of this value in here. 4 over 25x to the power 4. And when you square root a fraction, it's exactly the same as square rooting the top and the bottom separately. Well, the square root of 4 is going to be 2, and the square root of 25x to the power 4 is going to be 5 for the 25 and x squared for the power 4. So you've got 2 over 5x squared. Now if you did write plus or minus, they would give you the answer, they will give you the full marks, okay? But generally, because it hasn't come with a plus or minus here, I'm just going to leave it as this positive value. Alright?